So, what's your opinion? It's a question you probably hear, I don't know, a dozen times a day. But what if there's way more to answering it than you think? In this explainer, we're going to dig into the hidden weight behind that super simple question.
I mean, you hear it everywhere, right? At work, with your friends, definitely online. What is your opinion? It feels like a direct invitation to just share a piece of your mind. But what are we really being asked to do when we answer? Okay, let's get into this.
So first things first, let's try to get a real handle on what an opinion actually is.
Okay, so at its most basic level, an opinion is just a thought. It's that first gut reaction we have to something. Simple enough.
But you know how it is, it almost never stops there. That initial thought, it pretty quickly turns into a judgment, an assessment of whether something is good or bad, right or wrong.
And here's the kicker, the most crucial part. An opinion is a belief that's formed without complete certainty. I mean, think about that for a second. We're basically making a call based on incomplete information. And that, right there, is where things can get a little messy.
And yet, even with all that uncertainty, we feel this huge social pressure to have an answer locked and loaded. You know that feeling? In a conversation, saying, I don't really have an opinion can feel, kind of weak, like we haven't done our homework.
So when we feel that pressure, how do we typically react? Well, it often falls into one of four common buckets. Sometimes we just try to appease, tell someone what they want to hear just to avoid a fight. Or maybe we dodge the question with a sarcastic remark. And then, of course, sometimes we go on the attack, turning a simple question into a big argument. But the goal really is always that fourth option, the thoughtful statement, where we can express our view calmly and honestly.
But see, these are all just reactions. The deeper question isn't how we answer, but where in the world did that opinion come from in the first place?
And that question, it brings us right to the core idea of our explainer today. We're shifting gears now, moving beyond just having an opinion and stepping into this idea of the hidden responsibility that comes right along with it.
I mean, think about it. Our opinions don't just pop out of thin air. They're more like a mosaic, right? Built from all these little pieces we pick up from our family, our friends, the news, our teachers, even strangers. Every single conversation, every article we read adds another little tile to the picture. But here's the thing. We're not just passive sponges soaking all this up. The core argument from our source material is this. As people with the ability to choose what we think and say, we are ultimately responsible for the consequences of those thoughts and words.
So, how do we handle that responsibility? Well, the perspective here suggests looking beyond just the pure logic and intellect of it all, and instead listening to our intuition, that deeper gut feeling about what feels right, before we form and share an opinion. This leads to a really profound concept, and it's captured perfectly in this quote: "Whatever we think or say will return to us." This is described as the law of reciprocal action. The energy we put out there, it comes back. It's like a boomerang.
And this brings us to a really practical piece of advice. If we don't have direct, first-hand knowledge on something, maybe the wisest move is to just not express an opinion at all. In this view, holding back avoids what the source calls a karmic burden, basically an unnecessary negative ripple effect. Sometimes the most responsible answer is simply silence.
Now, this responsibility isn't just about what we say, it's also about how we listen. That brings us to our final section, how we can give and receive opinions wisely. You can see here that mindful communication is totally a two-way street. So the speaker's duty is to pause, check in with their intuition, and really think about the impact of their words before they speak. But the listener's role? It's just as active. It's our job to question what we hear, to weigh it carefully, and to refuse to just blindly accept someone else's opinion as solid fact. It's a shared responsibility for sure.
So, wow. We went from a simple, everyday question to a deep dive into personal responsibility. And this brings us to our final thought. The next time someone asks for your opinion, or the next time you're about to offer one, maybe just ask yourself this: what echo will your opinion leave behind?